Hey everybody, welcome back to the Photo Me Larry YouTube channel. I'm Larry, of course. In today's episode of the video, I'm going to get right into it. We're just going to be shooting a roll of Fujicolor 200, and let's see how it does. So Fujicolor 200 is known for being, the entry grade film for the Fuji film lineup. And I like shooting the cheap stuff just because I can get practice without worry. So what I'm excited to see is they say it really helps push your greens. It's got a decent profile, but if you have greens or natural colors, you're gonna get a little bit of a bump from this film. Why not come to a park where there's tons of green and see how well it does? Plus, we brought BULBASAUR with us just to try to create some cool looking, interesting photo opportunities. And let's see how well it does, all right? It's tighter than facts. Keep my shit light. Ay, ay, oh. Teeth on my brain. You like to put it up. Shawty came through. She like a big nut. On a nice face. I call it baby face. That shit was R&B. So as far as the day goes, it's a pretty overcast day, as you can see. Let me dip down for a little bit. You see that? So all the ash and smoke in the air, because I'm in the Bay Area, so there's a lot of fires happening right now. But I mean, the silver lining, I guess, is I have a natural softbox happening all around me. Notice my lighting profile is not changing at all because, here, look, I'm doing a spin. Normally, you would see me go dark or light or dark depending on where the light was coming from, but that sky is diffusing everything. So right now is a great time to shoot. The main thing is though, is like the toy does most of the work. Like, he's got such a pleasant little face, so any little scene that I set up is probably going to look decent. But I'm just looking for opportunities. I really like this little tree right here. It's super small, so when I put BULBASAUR in there under the tree, because this is a toy, it's hard to put them against trees that are life-size because then it looks like a 2-inch toy. But since this is a little guy, the scale might be fine. But don't look at the leaves on the ground. But even though the sky is diffusing all the light and making everything soft, that doesn't mean that it's not hot. I'm burning up out here. It's 2:30 in the afternoon. I'm shooting midday, so I still have midday temperature, even though I don't have midday lighting. Now, look at all these little geese over here, minding their own business. Jesus. I'm sure I could have picked a better time to come out here, but the lighting was great. I knew as soon as I left my place that it was going to be a nice time to come shoot. Walking, carrying your gear, being pleasant as people run by and you're sweating like hell. That's the experience sometimes. But I will say this, I love photography. I'm out here doing what I enjoy. It's a beautiful Saturday. I'm not working. I'm just spending time on this planet, having fun. All right, so here's some of my thoughts on the film so far. Obviously, it's 200 speed film, so you got to be careful, especially if you get into indoor usage. You might get some blurry shots. If you don't know how to, bounce your lighting right or use natural light sources to really punch in when you're shooting indoors on a 200 speed film, you might have some difficulties, I'll just say that. That's why I'm out here in broad, bright daylight just shooting, because it's 200 speed film. It's better to actually use in bright daylight. It's probably what it's designed for anyway. The Fujicolors, I know it's going to punch and push the greens, but I also know that it's going to make my browns yellow, my warm colors, it's going to desaturate, not desaturate them, it's going to kind of tint my warm colors a little bit to the greenish or the cool side. The beautiful brown grass that I see in front of me might not be as brown as I recall, but I'm sure the greens are going to be vibrant. I'm sure the light blues, the teals are going to be magnificent. And so I'm excited to see what this film turns into when I get home and develop it. So when I get home, I'm going to be developing this film myself. And I hope I don't mess it up, because then this whole video is a waste if you can't see the results, right? All right, on to the next spot. I love that branch that kind of just is floating right above the water right there. Let's see if I can punch in and turn that into something. This would actually be a really good spot for like a portrait photo or a couple's photo or something like that. I really like the tree, and I love it being surrounded by the warm browns of the dead grass. And some of this hanging shrubbery right here is also pretty nice. You know, so it helps to live in an area where you can do this kind of stuff. I'm really happy that even though we're on quarantine, everybody's observing social distancing. You know, I keep my mask with me just in case I need to throw it on if somebody walks by. But I can still get out there and do a couple of fun things. I can still shoot photography as long as I stay safe. So stay safe, guys. All right, guys, so I just finished doing all the scans and checking out the imagery, and I've got to say, I'm actually pretty impressed with Fujicolor 200. The greens, everything looked really natural. I thought it was going to be, because it had a green and kind of like a known greenish bluish profile already, I thought that when I shot anything that was going to be green or blue, it was going to be like enhanced, but I think actually it was represented pretty well. For 36 exposures, 200 speed, I got a good range. Obviously, I shot mostly nature today, and I did a little bit of the toy diorama stuff, and I had a lot of fun. I came up with some good ideas, and I really like these shots. I will not be afraid in the future to shoot with Fujicolor 200, and what is good about it is it's widely available. It's for a cheap film stock, it holds up pretty well. You can look at the image though, and you can tell that it's a grainy film image. There's no fooling anybody that this was filmed and shot on film, 35mm film. You can see it right away. Also though, I did not do any sort of touch-ups to these images, so if you see like a little bit of dust, if you see a scratch or hair, I did not take any of that out in Photoshop. So I don't want to say that that's unfair for the film, but I wanted to try to show the results as raw as possible before I did anything to it, so that you can get an idea of what the starting point will be if you shoot this film and then scan it yourself. So yeah, I hope you like the pictures. I hope you like the results. I'm not afraid to use Fujicolor 200. It's not my #1 film, but I don't mind it being on the roster, I'll say that. I'm impressed with the color results. I think it shot even the warm colors pretty well. And plus, off camera, I played around with some of the settings. I still achieved really good warms and really saturated colors the way that I normally like to shoot with. And so I know that that film has potential to be, you know, it still maintain my look. It may take a little bit more yellows and reds, but that's completely fine. It's nothing that I can't do. So yeah, I think it's a pretty cool film. I love the price. Again, any entry-level film that you can get out there and shoot with is a great film in my opinion, because the quality is good enough. It's not as fine-grained as a Portra 400, Portra 160, Ektar, or anything like that. You have to let that dream go. But if you want to shoot something that's going to retain good colors, it's going to have that film look, especially if that's what you're going for, I would recommend this film to those types of people. And if you're trying to get photography practice with 35mm film, I recommend this film as well. So that's it. That's my official review of Fujicolor. Hope you like this video. I'm going to keep making more and more content, so if you want to stick around and see more, all you gotta do is hit that subscribe button. Let me know you're here, drop a comment, or if you want to make sure you never miss a video, hit the bell. That's it. Thanks for coming to Photo Me Larry. I'm Larry. Peace.